Hello guys and welcome back to Earl Sports Bets. I'm Timothy Earl and today I'm going to be breaking down this 4-game Counter-Strike slate for IEM Katowice, the play-ins to the major, first big major of the year, and got some solid matchups for tomorrow. A little bit of a wonky pricing and stuff for DraftKings, so we're going to try to figure out a way to work around that. We'll look at yesterday's slate, how that went, and we'll go ahead and jump into everything and go over it. For yesterday, in terms of our bets, 7 in one day yesterday. So if you guys grabbed my bets, you did pretty well. Only loss coming from Renegades, who lost 16-14 when they are a plus 350. Not worried about that one. They looked really, really good against Mouse Sports, considering Mouse Sports had a new IGL stand-in for Kerrigan, who signed with FaZe. They did look Renegades did look really well yesterday, and I'm all right with that loss. But we did get wins from Gambit, which were huge favorites, Spirits, which were decent favorites, Big, which were favorites, Virtus Pro, which were favorites, Nip, which were underdogs. I like that bet. Lost to the Renegades. Liquid won, they were favorites. And OG, we got that one right as well. Was really, really happy about that one. And 7 in one day, so can't really complain about that. That's an 87.5% win rate. Obviously, it's a very, very small sample pool, but hey, starting off, IEM Katowice, pretty damn good. Going to go ahead and jump over to yesterday's Counter-Strike slate. This was the lineup that I ended up... Was this the better one I had? I had two lineups. I'll only show mine. I'll show you both. Yeah, this one was my... No, this one was not my better lineup. Yes, it was. Yes, this one was my better lineup. I had Knock as captain, like I said. Was really, really happy with how he played. 50 points, and he was $6,300 in the captain spot. He was not on the $10,000 lineup, which we'll look at in a minute, but very solid play from him. Only at 18% ownership. Love that play. At least 33 points was decent. I think he was like the third or fourth highest score on the slate, which we expected. Yakinda, Buster were not as good as I was hoping. Rez was not as good as I was hoping. And I went All-Star just because he was a decent mid-range play. And I figured Renegades would have a shot, and I figured I could try to get a little bit of a hole, like a loophole there. Other lineup I put together was pretty similar. I had Elige in my captain spot, so decent there. Grim, which did not perform. Yakinda, which same deal. Buster was all right. Knock was my favorite play yesterday, and boy did he come to deliver. And then I had Alistar in there again. So those are my two lineups. Going and looking at the $10,000 lineup real quick, which I believe was a 3-2-1. Yes. Elige as captain, once again, solid. Mantu, which was the highest scorer on the slate, which was impressive, followed by Issa. Yeah, okay, put Mantu and Issa together, fine. And then had Rops, Frozen, and Acor all from Mouse Sports. Solid day for this guy, $10,000 richer. Hopefully we can go ahead and try to pull that off tomorrow. Let's look into these games, starting with Fnatic and MIBR. Looking at their games yesterday, Fnatic did lose to OG, 16-9, so that one wasn't that close. That's why OG players were pretty high up. Liquid beat MIBR 16-12, so a decent performance from MIBR there, but not really where they wanted to be. But they looked decent. So going into it, I do think OG is the better team than Liquid, right? No, not really. But sorry, this game -244 for Fnatic, plus 199 for MIBR. Yes, MIBR has a new lineup as well, but I do think they have a shot tomorrow. I do like them tomorrow to win. I am going to be doing that plus 199 for MIBR over Fnatic. They're going to be one of two underdogs that I like. And the main reason why I wanted to pick some underdogs is if we go ahead and look at DraftKings for this game, it's quite, DraftKings for this slate in general is quite ugly. Because our two big favorites, Complexity. So if you want to go for Complexity, 9,400, 9,600, 10,4, 8,4 for players that shouldn't be that high on the slate. And then on the other side, you have VP players, which they're minus 1,100, 10K, 9,800, 9K, 8,200. Yeah, you have the 6K guy, but he's not that good. It's going to be a scrappy day, so I'm going to go with some underdogs here. Being able to get some value plays in there is going to be quite nice. Yell and Shiz is going to definitely be the two guys that I'm interested in, just because they are the top two players on this team. I do think they have, and if they have the shot at winning tomorrow, which these are actually best of threes. Yesterday was best of ones, so I did mix that up a little bit. I did not know that they were going to be best of ones, but I do like going after some MIBR players today. Yell and Shiz are going to be number 1 and 2 for obviously because they're top players on the team. Bolt is going to be a good value option as well, and so is Cello. I'm not really interested in Danico. He's not really a player that I want to go after. Even though he is 4K, I'm not going to be too interested in that. I do have a feeling that this game is going to go 3, so maybe going and getting. I'm going to be getting 2 of these players most likely in my lineup just because they're cheaper, and I do want to build with some other more expensive players tomorrow. On the Fnatic side, I'm not going to. I single entry, so I'm not going to be building and putting them any of these guys in my lineup. I just feel like they're a little bit too expensive. Brolin 9,200, Crims 8,800. They're just on the higher range side that I'm not really interested in. And then JW, Chekino, and Golden I'm not really interested in at all, just because they're not going to be scoring as high as I would want them to. But for this one, I do like MIBR to win that match. Looking at the next one, which is going to be loading. Complexity taking on Wiesla Kraknow. This one's going to be a tricky one, just because the prices on these guys are so expensive. So you're going to have to get, if you're going to want to go after these guys, JKS, way too expensive now. 9,400 going up from, what was he yesterday? $6,000? 6,400 yesterday, I believe. Game logs. $6,400 yesterday, up to 9,400. Way too high of a price spike. If I'm interested in any of these guys, it's either Poison or Config. Config has been playing really, really well. He had a decent day yesterday, I believe. Nothing crazy, but I do feel like he would be the best play from. They didn't really play good yesterday, but he would probably be the best play from Complexity in my eyes. Blame F 10-4, too expensive. Poison 8-4. I like that. I just like going to Config a little bit more. On the Wiesla Kraknow side, I'm not interested in anybody. Yes, they're very, very cheap, but most likely this one's going to be a 2-0. I have Complexity 2-0ing this series, so none of these players will be anywhere up to value for me. And this one's and I'm going to probably pass from all these guys on Wiesla Kraknow, taking Complexity to win this series 2-0. On to the 9 a.m. games. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, the slate locks at 6 a.m. tomorrow. Good luck, guys. Next up, we got Cloud9 and OG, and this is another situation where I do like the underdog in this one. Cloud9 coming off a 2-0 series sweep of Movistar. Looked really good. And then, who else do they play? They lost to Spirit, but Spirit's been on fire lately. I don't blame them for that one. On the other side, OG is coming off a big win against Fnatic, and then they end up losing in 3 to Liquid, which Liquid is a fairly good team right now, so I don't put that one behind them either. In this one, I do like Cloud9 to win. I don't think it's going to be a sweep. I think they're going to end up winning 2-1. But looking at the players for Cloud9 first, favorite players from this one, Zeppa. Zeppa, 6,600. I even like him as a captain at 9,900. By doing that, it actually allows me to build a more top-heavy lineup with some other names in it. So Zeppa is definitely one of my favorite plays on the slate. Pretty similar to Knock yesterday, except for he's not $4,200, which was absolutely ridiculous. You had to slam that one. But him and then Esatag will be the top 2 that I like from this one. Don't really want to go after Alex as the IGL. Not really interested in that one. Zeppa, S-Tag, perfect plays. Floppy, he's still trying to work his way through this, and then Mezzi I'm not interested in either. Just want to go after Zeppa and Esatag. On the other side, looking at some of these OG players, their price has gone down. This is actually going to be probably decent plays. Manchu, 7,800. If you wanted to go of more of a mid-range buy, him and Valde are going to be definitely interesting. NBK played really well yesterday. I don't know if he could repeat that performance against Cloud9, but he did look really good, and so did Issa. But honestly, if I'm going to take anybody from OG, it's probably going to be the Mantu and Valde side. But I'm not really I'd rather go after the Cloud9. They're a little bit cheaper, and I feel like they're going to win the game straight out. Final game of the day, we get Virtus Pro taking on Renegades. It was minus 1,100 for Virtus Pro. Renegades were plus 600. And they very should well be. Virtus Pro is going to probably stomp all over them, which is why their prices are so ridiculously expensive. Buster, 10,000. Jame, 9,800. Yakindar, 9K. Quirkit, 8,200. Sanjay, 6,000. Could be a decent value play. I know I shit-talked him earlier. He could be a decent value play just because if they do sweep a $6,000 price tag, as long as he has a KD of 1, it should be fine. If he can average, say, 17 to 20 kills a game. Do I see that happening? No, I do not. But he could definitely be a decent value option for tomorrow. On the other side, Renegades shouldn't really have a shot at this one. If you are going to take any of them, Hats, 5,200 is definitely an interesting price for him. Sicko at 6K could be another decent value play, except for I don't see them winning, and I don't see them having positive KDs. I just see Virtus Pro stomping all over them, and it shouldn't really be that close. But yeah, I'm not really too interested in taking anybody from the Renegades. But that's going to do it for the video. Picks are on this side of the screen. Like in MIBR, like in Cloud9, some underdogs tomorrow, along with Complexity and Virtus Pro. Thank you guys all for watching. If you guys are new to the channel, go ahead and hit the subscribe button. All of our socials will be down in the description below. Twitter, Instagram, and Discord will be down there as well. Other sports that we cover are on that side. So if you guys are interested in any of that, go ahead and check that out as well. I want to thank you guys all for watching, and until next time, let's watch some good Counter-Strike, and let's make some money.